What's up, Marvel fans? This is it. It has happened. The day we've all been waiting for. And you've heard it by now. Disney has bought Fox. Yippee! Woohoo! Yay! We got them back. The X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool. Welcome home. You're fully back home. We have been waiting for a long time. We have. When you were first announced in December 2017 that Disney was buying Fox, and then since then it was like it was going to go on forever. It was like, they're never going to close the deal. They're never going to say, we're done. That's it. Everything's all done. But no, today it has happened. I mean, last week they did come out and say, the deal will be done by this week. It was going to be tomorrow, but somehow they've managed to get it done today. So what a bonus! That is a bonus, and this has really made my day happy with it. And this has to be like the best day now, because hearing this, and it's like it falls a lot of possibilities now, like where the X-Men, Deadpool, and the Fantastic Four are gonna go now. Like obviously film wise, like what films are gonna be made with the X-Men? Same with Fantastic Four, with Deadpool. Also the TV side, what are they gonna make with these characters? Well, that's when I come into it. Well, it's mostly like my ideas, like what they should do with these band of characters. This is when I come into it. But before we get into it, let's bring in some other stuff involved with the Disney and the Fox thing. So first off, what I want to bring up quickly now is now with the deal done, it really I have been keeping on tracks, obviously. I've been keeping tracks about this, but it's more on the other film sides that's not related to Marvel. So what I mean is like Avatar, Alien, Predator, all those other different franchises from Fox. You might be wondering, and well, obviously you might have forgotten if you have heard about those ones, like what happens with them now? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I did hear. As I said, I have been following the news over the last couple of, since this has all been going on. But I think I've been hearing like there was supposed to be staying with Fox, those ones, but obviously because the one article did bring up one saying about once this whole deal was done, there was going to be like whatever was remained at Fox. They said they were going to call it New Fox, so it sounded like. Well, as it sounded like, whatever was getting remained over there, they were just going to change the company name to New Fox. So it was like, obviously, whatever shows or films get to say there, they'll be under that. That's what it sounded like. So, really, I would say your Avatar, your Alien, and all that, they will go on as normal, I would say. As I believe, they will go on as normal. Or they are actually undoing Disney now, so it sounds like, Disney have full on control of these films, but I ain't 100% sure on that one, but hey, I have looked it up, but sometimes if I haven't heard it for a while, then I'll be like, out of my head. So yeah, I think that's where the situation is for those ones. So that's for those ones I want to bring up. Now, let's get into the Marvel stuff. So before I bring up about my ideas, I need to bring up the one famous actor, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. I think I said his name wrong, but I'm sorry, Ryan Reynolds. Yes, he has come at it again. He has posted when this deal was done, and he's got a picture with Deadpool, and he's like edited with him on a bus. On the bus, it says Disney with Deadpool. It's like an edited from a poster, and he's got like. Mickey Mouse's ears on a hat. It's like that, one of those hat things. And on Twitter, he posted saying, "Feels like the first day of pool." So, oh man, that is so funny. That is, and it was something I was expecting from Ryan Reynolds. Well, not like thinking about it all the time, but I think it was like back in my mind, going like, I wonder if he's gonna post something when this is done, and he's done it again. I mean. First time we had it with him when they first announced the deal was going on, he posted him getting with security chucking him out of Disney, which that was a funny one. And now he's come out with this, so that's pretty cool. Now with this as well, I just want to say this. Please, Marvel Studios, keep Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I don't want you to replace him. I mean, please don't replace him. I mean, I know you haven't. I know we haven't heard anything yet saying like, oh, if you're gonna recast him or you're keeping him or you're gonna do anything with him. But please, for me, I don't want Warren Reynolds to go because who else is gonna play Deadpool? The only actor I can see fitting on the role is Warren Reynolds. There's no one else. There's no one else who could be the same type of level as Warren Reynolds. I mean, if there is, okay, I'll be shocked. I mean, for you guys, if there isn't an actor you think that could take on Deadpool, let me know, because if it's someone I've heard or not heard, I'll just look them up anyway, see what I'm like, and I'll give my comparison to see, can they be the funniest Deadpool, but that's all I just want to say for him. Just keep him. Just keep Warren Reynolds, for God's sake. Right, that's that over. Right, whew. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? I'm joking with you. I'm just excited for this. So, let's really bingo about this now. So, what's going to happen now then? What's really going to happen? Well, obviously now, Marvel Studios will now really get on the ball to start coming up with ideas. I mean, I don't know if they have really been coming up with ideas since this whole deal thing was going on. I mean, I think there was some words back saying I think they've already did talk about it, or they spoke a little bit, but they couldn't get on too far because obviously the deal wasn't done. But now they can really work on, like, what are they going to do with all these characters now? Well, as I said, this is where I come in of my ideas, like, what can we really do for them? So, what I'll bring up now, like, whatever show or film of these characters, I ain't going to say, like, in order where they should bring them out. I'm just bringing out of what they could do with them. So, let's start with the X-Men then. So, what do you do with the X-Men first? Well, first off now, I think we could start teasing the guys, just give them little tease for those guys. So, like, for the Runaways, we can start calling Marley a mutant now, but I know you might be thinking, hang on, how can we call her a mutant now? Because her powers came from the walk, blah, blah, blah. Well, with Marvel, maybe they can make it up. You don't really know if her powers came from the walk. Well, then you also might say, oh, wait a minute, when the lads from the second season put a bit of the walk on his skin, his eyes glowed. Well, yeah, that's true, but they could get away with that saying, oh no, coincidentally, it just gives the same effect to when someone's using the walk. But, I don't know, or unless really they could say that the walk is, I don't know, somehow related to the mutants, like from the Eternals, It could be like a material from the Eternals, because we know that we heard that Eternals is supposed to somehow kickstart the whole X-Men and mutant stuff, so who knows? If you do it that way, it could work. It could, but I don't know. Could go like that way, but really, I think that's how they should start it with first. Just give them little tease and bring in some random characters into any shows. Then, well, show-wise, because now we're going to have the Disney Plus coming out, well, as we have heard, probably the end of this year is supposed to be starting. It could be the opportunity you can use X-Men characters on the Disney Plus. So, like, you would have to think, what can they put on there? Well, we know that the one thing is, it's supposed to be child-friendly, so really, they would have to put, like, some kind of, sort of, in a way, friendly characters, like, who would there be for those? Like, I don't know, you could do, like, a Storm series. You could do, like, the origins about Storm, like, when did she get her mutant powers? Like, what was she, like, learning them, and how did she end up with the X-Men by the end? You could do it like that one. You could also do, maybe you could do a Wolverine show. Because Wolverine has been popular for the Fox universe, and he's been that popular since they've used him. Hey, wouldn't it be bad if we can get a shot of him? Because I wouldn't be bad to see it could be a Disney Plus show or on a TV show, but really, I'm thinking if you wanted to use him in the film, then you better put him on Disney Plus, because, as they said, they're going to be 100% connecting to the MCU, the TV the TV shows on Disney Plus. So yeah, stick Wolverine there. But I know you might be thinking like, oh, what about the R-rated stuff and violence and everything? But yeah, sadly they might have to cut that down again. But who knows? I mean, it might not go in there, or they might. I don't know. Or maybe Disney. Marvel could make some kind of new deal with the TV side. Because apparently because we have heard there's two sides with the Marvel, like the film side and the TV side. I mean, what if for once they could discuss it like gentlemen, like men, and say, start working together as normal, so we could start connecting more on the actual TV side, like what comes on the actual TV. I mean, that would be pretty amazing to do. So you could do that. Then film side, you could do like some film characters, so like, hey, maybe a Jean Grey and Scott film. I mean, you could do it like that, maybe for their first adventure, like we see those two together in the first film, and obviously we learn who they are, their powers, and bloody all that kind of stuff. Really, that would go the same for Wolverine as well. Maybe you could do this show as or film, whatever they go with first, as an origin story, or to tell the actual origin story. I mean, you kind of got there in Apocalypse, but you didn't really see it, so yeah, so you could give it a 4-on good one. And then for like the actual X-Men, one, you could just use them as like those team-up films, like the Avengers, for example. Use the X-Men films just for those, So you could kind of, what I'm saying is, start off with the ones who are going to be part of the X-Men team, start off their own adventures first, like their own solo film or show, and then put them together into an X-Men team-up film. When the first one just be called X-Men, or I don't know, whatever they want to call the first X-Men film in the MCU. I mean, that's what you could do then. I mean, that's one idea you could do. And then eventually, hopefully maybe down the road, hopefully now they could do an Avengers versus X-Men film. And, I'll be down for a film like that. I mean, sign me up. I'll be in for that. So that's kind of the idea for them. So what about the Fantastic Four? Oh, yes, the Fantastic Four. I mean, we know they've had a bad time at Fox, with their films and all that, and we know they've really had a bad time they had. But now, because we got them back home, we can really finally give them justice, and I've really thought about this one, it. And I'd say, do it as a film or TV. I mean, they might feel like, it's boring to do it as a film again, but they might, there's ones doing it as TV, but I thought, how about for them, skip the origin story, because really now we've already seen their origins a couple of times in films. Like, we've seen the one with them in space, then we see the one that when they got teleported to a planet and they got the powers from their planet. So just really skip the origin. Do like what you did with Spider-Man Far From Home. You obviously you could introduce them first and then put them to their own film and not really do it as an origin film. Just jump to them where they are, like after a whatever film event they appeared first, and then you could, if you want to, you could bring it up bring it up quick, saying how they got their powers and everything, and that's it. And for villain wise, don't start with Doctor Doom. Just don't start with him. We've seen that done a couple of times in film, so I would say you save him as the ultimate Fantastic Four kind of villain, or for the whole MCU, because he could work as like a Thanos kind of role, like build him up and then make him the big baddie, but obviously because you got Galactus as well, and that's like, what if they wanted to do Galactus that way? So, unless you do both, you make Doctor Doom and Galactus as both, threats for the whole phases. Depends what they are going to call the next phases, which that as well, I mean, I thought I'd say this quick. I've heard that the first 3 phases we've had so far are giving it an actual name now, called the Infinity Saga. So that's pretty cool. It fits well, because obviously Infinity Stones, all that. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that one up quick. So yeah, there's that. And really, I think that's the way you do with the Fantastic Four characters. Like for the films before you get to Doctor Doom, when you fully see Doctor Doom, give us like other villains they got, like because now we've had the Skrulls, give us Super Skrull, like, give us Super Skrull, you know, the who has the Fantastic Four powers, give us him, because I would love to see that. A film when they fight someone who has the same abilities as them, and I would like to see them, like, how do they cope fighting a villain who's got their power, who's copied their powers. That would be a good film to see, so you'll see, like, how can they grow from that. So that'd be a cool film. You can make it as a second film or first film, whatever you want to do it. Now with Deadpool. What do we do with Deadpool? Well, first off, I said, keep Ryan Reynolds, that's what I said. But we all know that we have heard that they are going to keep the R-rated part. That's Bob Iger, I think that's his name. He has been saying that he'll stay R-rated, but it's like, where are you going to fit him with all that? Because, I mean, all rumours got out first saying Black Widow was going to be a R-rated film, but sadly now that came out lately saying no, it's going to be PG-13, so that went under the bus. So after hearing that, I'm like, if they couldn't get Black Widow as an R-rated, how are we going to get Deadpool as an R-rated? But, I mean, there might be a way you can work this, maybe. If he goes on to TV, not Disney Plus one, obviously, because I said that's going to be a Charles Fenley kind of family one. But maybe you could put him onto, like, Hulu or something, because we now, as I told you before, I think I've said before, yeah, I might have brought it up before, but I'll bring it again anyway. We know that Hulu has said up to taking the Netflix show ones onto their streaming, so because they're more like blood and everything. So if they want to, Hulu could say, "Hey, we'll take Deadpool, we'll make him for 100% really connect into your film side." So that could work, and I mean that could really, really work. I mean, you could really do a lot with Deadpool. You know, you could do you could do another origin story again. You know, telling us how he became Deadpool. Obviously, give us a new costume because this is going to be the MCU version. And as I said, Ryan Reynolds can make a joke about his other Deadpool, this Deadpool version we got now, saying, "Why do I feel like I've done this before, but with a different look on my costume? And why does my face and whole body look like from another universe?" Like that kind of joke. You get the idea. And he could be like, I feel like another universe has the same look as me. Well, obviously with the bad skin. I mean, that'd be fun if he puts a joke like that. But I have heard people saying, like, oh, wait a minute, what if they just say, oh, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 was connected to the MCU, but that wouldn't work, because you'll be like, wait a minute, if he was that all this time, why was he not brought up in the Avengers, or why did he have no Avengers people crossing over with him? So, you can't do it that way. So, yeah, the only way you could really do it is say, well, this MCU Deadpool, well, he's always been from the MCU, but he's been, hidden, really. And that goes for that as well. It'd be like, how do you bring them up, really? Because you'd be like, they haven't been with us for the first 11 years, and you'd be like, how can you bring up that they have been through been with the MCU all this time? Well, I mean, you could say that maybe X-Men were, on the down low, they wasn't really spreading around saying that we're mutants, and then maybe, like, after whatever goes on in Endgame, they could be like, oh, wait a minute, after this event, after the defeated Thanos, we started noticing people, using their powers to help the streets, clear them or anything, and they'll go like, hey, you're an Inhuman? And they'll go like, no, we're mutants. They'll be like, this guy said mutants, or her, be like, where did these mutants come from? Where have they been all this time with these events going on? And that could go the same for the Fantastic Four, maybe you could say like that, but, or you could say, like, maybe they got their powers, like, after everything went back to normal and they thought about going to space or whatever they're going to get their powers from. Maybe that's when you could say, oh, maybe the characters have been around, but they've never been the Fantastic Four, but after the events of Endgame, and when everything went back to normal, they went back to do whatever they wanted to do, and then eventually it'll come to the day when they got their powers, and that's it, that's when you can do it then. You could say maybe at the same time as Spider-Man Far From Home, you could say maybe that's where they'll get their powers, but I don't know, it's just a guess how they could really bring them up, like, where they've been all this time, but that's the one way you could do it with it, but we'll just have to wait to see. And also as well, like, hopefully we can get to see Juggernaut, really. I mean, yes, we got the actual Juggernaut in Deadpool 2, but I want to see the more actual one, you know, with his clothes and his colour helmet and clothes, because in Deadpool 2 he didn't have the brown colour clothes and helmet, so hopefully they could do that. And also, don't make him as a mutant, just say, yes, he got it from this crystal and it made him Juggernaut, so keep it like that. And also, this time, keep it about that it is Charles' brother, so I'll be down with that. So, that's really, guys, on all that. So, yeah, I'll say again, I'm happy about this, you know, with all this. And, you know, maybe sometime in the future, before they do really bring up more about what they're doing with them, I might try to do a video of guessing who can play these characters, you know, except for Deadpool, obviously. I've said who wants to play the MCU version, why not? But I'll give ideas for actors and actresses to play other characters, the Fantastic Four and X-Men. But, well, I might do it, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, that's all that. So, if you want to keep up with all my, Marvel update news, I will leave that, my Facebook, Marvel page down in the description below, so you can follow me on there. Also, put your comments down below down here. So, you got any thoughts about this now? Are you happy about this? Have you got your own theories, like how they should handle the characters now, like film, TV shows? Like, how do you think? Where should they all go and all that? So, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, give this a thumbs up. You know, a video a thumbs up. Share this out to your friends. So, if they're interested to watch another YouTuber show one of my videos. I mean, so if they like it, they can subscribe so they can keep up with my later videos. And if you are new to this channel, this is what I do. I do Marvel and Transformers Cinematic Universe news. I also do the trailers, Super Bowl TV spot, clips, and spoiler reviews. When it comes to the trailers and the clips, I do the non-spoilery ones. Obviously, with the TV spot, only when it comes to the Super Bowl, and then spoiler reviews, I only touch on the film side of the both. So, yeah. And before you go, you want to see me last Marvel video, you can click here, my channel, and make sure you click the bell so you can be notified when my new video is up. And here to jump to me latest Transformers video. So that's really, guys. So I hope you enjoy this this Marvel news video of the Disney and Fox deal done thing. Thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Peace.